Welcome to Blooming Wildwood Homestead. Happy New Year. This time of year is just a great time to take a minute and reflect on things that have happened and been accomplished during the past year, and also to set some goals and look forward to the brand new year. While every single day is an opportunity for a fresh start, sometimes it's nice to have that natural pause in the calendar in order to intentionally set some goals and look ahead to what's coming up in the new year. One of the things that I find for myself as we kind of move out of the holiday season and into that fresh year is that I find myself in the mood to clean some things out, and along with that I have realized that it is time to participate in a pantry challenge once again. This is something that I have participated in the past, and as I've been looking through some of my cupboards and pantry, I'm realizing that it would be very helpful for me to do again this year, and perhaps this is something that would be helpful to you as well. So if you're wondering what a pantry challenge is, this is something that anybody can participate in. Jessica over at Three Rivers Homestead has set up kind of a way for people to tag each other in videos or on Instagram so that you can go through and see other people who are participating in the challenge, which can be nice to give a sense of community. But basically, a pantry challenge is an opportunity to be very intentional about using up food that you have in your pantry and maybe buried in the freezer as well. The challenge comes from trying to avoid going to the grocery store and basically using what you have at home. The nice thing is you get to set the rules. It's your choice on how much or how little you want to participate and what's going to work best for you and your family. Some people choose to participate in a pantry challenge where they're only eating from their pantry and freezer for the next month or two, and some people will choose to just do a week or two depending on how stocked your pantry is and kind of what your goals are and what would work best for you. If you've never done a pantry challenge before, perhaps starting with a week or two would be a good place to just get your feet wet, and then if you're feeling good about it and want to continue on, that definitely would be an option. If you don't want to commit to eating every meal of every day from the pantry, perhaps you just choose one meal a day that will be completely from pantry or freezer items that you already have on hand. Some people allow themselves the option to purchase fresh fruit and vegetables and dairy products because they want to continue to have those in their diet. I want to share with you 4 benefits to participating in a pantry challenge. There are more, of course, but these are 4 of the larger ones that might resonate with you if you're on the fence in trying to decide whether or not this is a good option for you. The first reason that it can be helpful to participate in a challenge like this is that it saves money. If you are limiting how much you're purchasing from the grocery store, it is going to reduce the number of trips that you're making. So if you are committing to eating completely out of the pantry, then you won't have to worry about going to the grocery store at all, which will definitely free up time and money. And if you are wanting to just purchase a few items from the store, that's going to reduce the number of times that you have to go, and that can be really helpful in saving money when you're there, which allows to either reallocate that food budget somewhere else, or you can kind of redistribute it and use it to restock your pantry as you find items that you're really using down and that you know are going to be good staples for you that you want to restock. It can allow you those funds to buy things in bulk, which can help save money as well in the future. So it just frees some things up and gives a little more flexibility in the budget area. A second reason to participate in a pantry challenge is that it reduces food waste. This gives you an intentional reason to kind of do an inventory of what you have on your shelf and in your freezer. And if you are finding that you have some things that have been buried, you're going to be intentionally using those items up so that they are not wasted. These could be things that perhaps you've had around for a while and they're close to expiring and you know that they really haven't been getting that rotation. I know that I have some things in the cupboard that I had purchased at the store a while ago, and now I've been canning my own version of these things or using different substitutes with home canned items, and that's what I'm typically using now, and so they've kind of been shoved off to the side, but I don't really want to waste that, and so these are some things that I'll be pulling out and making sure that I'm utilizing as we're going through this pantry challenge. Sometimes I will have purchased double of something that I was going to use in a particular recipe, and then I never got back to making that recipe again, and so I'll have some random items that are just kind of hanging out waiting to be used. And during a pantry challenge, it really does make me think about ways that I could use up those items. It can also help you to clean out some of those items that have been buried at the bottom of the freezer. While I never intend to do this, it is true that sometimes I have brought in some new things, and especially if you have a chest freezer, I feel like it's so easy for things to end up on the bottom that you just kind of forget about. And so when we're intentionally looking at that rotation and making sure that we're using up those items, it can help in that way as well. The third benefit is that it can encourage creativity. I enjoy doing cooking and I like trying new things and making new things, but I do find for myself that I am very tied to recipes, and it is a challenge for me to deviate from that. When I engage in a pantry challenge, it helps me to think a little bit more about substitutions, because if I want to follow a recipe and I don't have every item on my list of items needed, then I can kind of think about what I do have available to substitute, and I wouldn't naturally be inclined that direction. And it also can help to try and just look at what ingredients are available and figure out how you can put some of those ingredients together in a different way. This is probably an area that is most stretching for me when I do participate in pantry challenges, because it is not something that I am naturally inclined to do on my own. I wish that I was a little more creative in this area, but we're still working on it. And the fourth benefit that I wanted to share is that it can really help for future planning. So like I already shared with some of the items that have kind of been buried in the back, there are some things that I'm no longer buying at the grocery store because I have some home canned versions or ways that I can make my own version of that particular item at home. And so there are some things that I know I'm not going to buy anymore. There are also things that I have canned already that I know I have excess of, and it can help me to plan whether or not I really need to can as much next year, or if that's something that I already have enough stocked up and I don't really need to worry about planting as many of that item to can because it's something that's already taken care of. It just kind of helps with that long-term planning as far as what needs to be grown in the garden, how much of things need to be grown, and the direction that I might want to take moving forward in the garden. It also helps you to look at what needs to be restocked as far as pantry items that you purchase. So sometimes we have an intention of using certain things, or we think that we needed more of a certain thing than we actually needed. And so this just kind of helps to make plans as far as what a restock would look like. When it comes to a pantry challenge, I know that there are a lot of different ideas out there. Some people like to stock up before they engage in a pantry challenge, and in my mind that means you didn't really have it in the pantry, and so it kind of defeats the purpose of a pantry challenge. But if that works for people, that's totally fine. I also don't think that you should leave the pantry depleted, which is why we talked a little bit in the budget area about replenishing and restocking as you're using things. So if you know that you're getting lower on something, replenishing and restocking that. We don't want to let things get to zero, but a pantry challenge is a great way to rotate and go through that process for all of the reasons that I already shared with you. So let me know in the comments below if this is something that you are considering doing, and what's your goal for this challenge. Are you going to try for a week or two? Are you hoping to go for a month or two? what are some of the rules that you're setting up for yourself and some of the things that you're looking forward to during the course of this pantry challenge. And if there's something specifically that you would like me to cover or talk about moving forward, let me know in the comments as well. I would love to check that out. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Until then, bye everyone.